The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Over 25 years ago, on September 29th, 1998, we watched a brainy girl with curly hair drop everything to follow a guy she only kind of knew all the way to college. And so began Felicity. My name is Juliette Littman, and I'm a Felicity superfan. Join me, Amanda Foreman, who you may know better as Megan, the roommate, and Greg Grunberg, who you may also know as Sean Blunberg, as the three of us revisit our favorite moments from the show and talk to the people who helped shape it. Listen to Dear Felicity on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Alex went to Hamilton on the weekend and I can't wait to talk about it. The best thing that happened to me all weekend.
I'm completely losing my mind.
Okay, let's go. Kia ora, welcome to The Real Pod. I'm very excited today because we've got a great anecdote from the weekend.
Huge dote.
Huge
Monstrous steaming dote.
My name is Jane Yee. I'm joined by Alex Casey and Duncan Greive. This is your reality TV recap in real life in New Zealand podcast, and it doesn't get much more real than what's going to come up on The Real News in just a moment. But first, let me guide you to the Real Pod corner. Hang a left. Second door on your right. You can find it at facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. That's our little internet site where people chat about things. Is that a good explanation?
It's perfect.
It's adequate.
And if you remember, you're a corny, and if you're a corny and you see one of us, you say, I'm a corny and I'm sorry in public.
Yes.
I feel like we didn't talk about what happened at the Media Awards when Cleo, the head of news or something at Stuff, came up and did the corny spiel.
Yeah.
And we basically realised that we are the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Because she gets story tips from the pod.
I had an amazing day last Wednesday. This also features stuff where I started my day with I'm a corny and I'm sorry at the gym and ended it with an I'm a corny and I'm sorry at a Stuff event, which was Leah, who's the same one who did your...
Coming at the Fed.
And then I got another one on Friday,
That's
Lucy.
amazing.
I need to see
at
Leah.
Dance
Leah has
Project.
to get you.
I need
It's like
Leah's
Pokemon Go.
so that she's got the full set.
We should make an app.
No, it's good. We're not making an app. Can barely make a promo.
I don't want to write off making it.
Okay, one day.
It's a short week.
Hey, while you're in pod listing mode, not right this second because you want to listen to this one, but do check out our other podcasts. In particular, I want to plug First this week with Chris Parker, who is hilarious. So there's like a 3-minute web series called First that you can find on the Spin-off, but there's also a slightly longer little podcast that you can enjoy. So make sure you have a look and subscribe. Sorry.
This new
It's
habit
cool to
is
do it
so
high like that.
Sorry about that for your ears.
Jane, pray tell, what podcast does Chris Parker host?
Oh, Chris Parker also hosts, co-hosts with Eli Matthewson, the Drag Race Down Under the Covers podcast in this very feed, which you'll know because you subscribe and it'll pop up all the time and you'll be like, I'll listen to that. That's a recap podcast. Fuck, here's the real news.
I did baby foot again.
What?
Okay, tell us about your feet.
I was hungover, and so I went to Chemist Warehouse to start a new life, of course.
Yes.
I spent $200.
Whoa.
I was going to buy one cleanser, and I bought many more things, including Milky Foot, which is not as powerful, I think, as baby foot, but it is the same thing, which is a booty full of fruit acids that you wear for an hour, and then you wait 3 to 7 days, and then you shed your feet.
What? Why do people do this?
Because it gives you lovely soft feet afterwards.
But what's wrong with your hard, calloused feet?
Oh, look, hard callous feet, I can
nice.
tell you from personal, much too much information experience, can turn into cracked feet, which are painful AF.
Okay, so it's not cosmetic.
Mine is
It's both.
Mine is about the gold member style peel rather than any aesthetics or comfort. I enjoy the process. It's a great piece written by a good friend and Corny, Sinead Corcoran, on Stuff, where she wrote about her peeling obsession, and it actually inspired me to repeel my feet.
This is like the 4-yearly follow-up we've all been waiting for from Babyfoot. Now you've tried another product.
Well,
not quite as intense, but still did the job.
Not quite as intense, but I did wake up one day and there was just a sheet of skin
Where was the sheet of skin?
in the bed.
What bed?
I was in a motel. I was in a motel in Hamilton. I did a full sweep, but you never know what's left behind.
What was the structural integrity of this? Like,
Really
is
good.
it flaky or is it just
Nah,
one big
it's solid.
sheet?
Like a solid sheet, I would say, like that. Like the
Whoa!
whole bottom of my foot, basically.
So if I'm a criminal, let's say, could I glue your dead foot onto my live foot, do a crime, and then be like,
I did think about it because you hold it. I mean, you hold it up to the light, and it's got it all.
It's got
all the information.
The whorls?
It's got the who?
Whorls.
The whorls.
Whorls.
Isn't that what they are?
Yeah, whorls. W-H-O-R-L-S.
Never had cause to say it out loud.
I wonder if you really could. Now I'm worried about what I've done with that skin. It could be used.
Well, it was
you
my
know.
next question. What did you do with it?
Put it in the bin.
Just the regular rubbish bin?
You said that real fast and like you were lying.
Put it in the bin. I put it in the bin.
Okay. Was there a liner in the bin?
I feel like you
There was
sold
a
it-
liner.
sold
And did
it
you make sure
online.
there was something on top of it? So
I
that,
did. I did a
okay.
little tissue, a little tissue job on top of it,
Okay, now we're talking.
just for modesty.
You're not fooling anyone, Alex. So that was a lovely time in Hamilton with your peeling feet. But even better, okay, so I'm just at home minding my own business and I get a message from Alex saying gorgeous Mallard arts, and accompanying it is a picture of some art that she's taken in her motel room. And it's apparently a whole bunch of ducks swimming up the river.
This is hyper connected to the Apprentice Aotearoa.
Yeah, backstory. I was very excited to go to the Hamilton Scrabble Championships, national champs this weekend, mostly because of the Apprentice, being able to see the sights, enjoy Hamilton. I was looking out for ducks as soon as I arrived. I got into the motel, didn't even turn the lights on, saw this gorgeous Mallard Arts, as I said in the message. Mallard Arts is very important. Took a photo, sent it to Jane, and then just went about my night.
I sent her a message after looking at it and saying, I don't see a duck. Hours later, Alex says, oh my God, there are no ducks in this artwork.
What?
I need new glasses. LMFAO. And I said, did you think the rowers were ducks? Once you see the dinghy with an outboard motor on it, it's a dead giveaway.
I just saw pure ducks in formation. Pure ducks.
But the best bit
I can
is,
show you, I'll draw the shape
the best
of
bit
ducks.
is, in the corner of the painting, it says, rowing team training on the Waikato.
And I looked there and saw Mallard ducks on the Waikato.
Oh, it was so good. I mean, I probably can't recreate how we were laughing in 2 cities.
I was very confused by my own brain.
I loved
Anyway,
it.
I'm sure that's great for a podcast.
It's
Talk about it in photo
More visual.
pages.
Hey, look, we'll be putting the photo up in the corner. Okay, so another reason to go and get yourself in the corner. That was fake news, by the way. But in actual real news, Gossip Week is hitting next week.
It is. Big week on the spin-off. The good, the bad, and the ugly side of gossip in New Zealand.
Can't wait. And so this leads us nicely into Colin's Cranny.
Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. 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 Colin's Cranny.
And I throw that in there because Colin Mathura-Jeffrey is actually going to be coming in and doing a special pop-up pod with us for Gossip Week.
How many is he now the most guested guest?
Must
What about JT?
Well,
he
JT
count?
was more like guest hosting,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
True.
So I'd say so. How many times Colin been in? I feel like he's only been in
I
once.
think he's maybe only been in once.
I mean, it felt like
We've just spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah. Then talking about him.
So Colin knows like all the secrets of everyone in the Auckland celebrity scene, never spills. So we're going to talk to him about that. It's going to be a great podcast, actually, because he's not going to say a single thing.
But I feel like just the mystery surrounding the gossip.
Is he going
gonna
to
be
do
good
blind
enough.
items at least?
We'll see.
What's a blind item, excuse me?
That's where you redact identities but say what they done.
Yeah. I reckon that in the very least, we have to get him a gift.
We have
So
to get him a gift.
Perhaps
He's requested a gift.
perhaps the amount of blind items he gives us will have direct correlation to how
We
good
could
the
get
gift
like a
is.
How many
pile of
pens have we
things
got?
and we'll just pass them over to him as he earns them with quality goss.
I think we should have some Lamingtons.
Oh, yeah.
He loves
cream
a lemmy.
donut.
Does he?
Yeah, yeah. And also, this isn't exactly Colin related, and that it's not remotely Colin related, but in a couple of weeks, we're going to be talking to Cassie Roma here in the
Huge.
studio for another pop-up pod. We're going to be pitching our business ideas to her. And this
need
is
to
how
get a
we're going to
business
get
idea.
rich. So,
Can you pitch the spinner?
It
As
would
if it
sound
doesn't exist.
So bad. Imagine
I've got this idea. Look, we're padding out the front half of the show because we haven't got a heap to say about Masked Singer, but we are going to get into reality check to at least talk about the Apprentice Aotearoa.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire life in.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
It's fine. I don't even know you.
Should we do Masked Singer first?
No, I've just teased the Apprentice.
Yeah, you taste both. You didn't
You're
tease
like
all
Get
of
the
it.
Masked Singer out of the way.
You're the one who
Because then we
made...
can have Apprentice for dessert.
Okay, we've just had a fight. And even though it was Duncan who initially said that we should be doing The Apprentice first,
Was it?
not today, but when we first started Apprentice v Masked Singer, you've now pivoted and we're now going to do Masked Singer first, right? Is that the way it's going?
Correct.
Okay. Look, it's okay to have conflict. It's all about the resolution of the conflict, and we've resolved it.
This one was not about the journey, it was about the destination.
Okay, but now that's Apprentice.
I know. It was just a little
confusing me.
Easter egg.
Okay. So the Masked Singer, I have to come clean. I didn't watch Monday night's episode. I found out it was going to be a behind the scenes. Because also I've been obsessed beyond any realm of normalcy about finding out who Pav is.
Can you just talk us through your pieces of string and your post-its and your mug shots and the
Okay.
whole bit?
I was all over the place. And I was like, every time I came up with someone, I was like, I'm convinced it's this person. I'd like contact Alex and be like, I know who it is. Do you want to know? Do you want to know who I think it is? And she'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, it's Siobhan Marshall. And then I'd be like, oh no, actually maybe it's Antonio Preble. I was convinced of West Side and Outrageous Fortune for a minute there.
A bit of
Pascal
background
thing.
for listeners is that Jane swears that she figured it out in her own time before.
I have someone who can corroborate my story.
Okay.
Okay.
The witness.
I've got a witness. So I did eventually figure out who Pav is about an hour before watching.
Like, were you settled? Was that your final answer? Because you've been around.
No, but it was the one that
It was
I
your
was.
current answer.
It was my current answer, but it was the one that I would have brought to the pod had she not been revealed. It's the one I would have said today here on pod had she not been revealed.
Incredible effort, if true.
It is bloody
Where's
true.
your notes?
Do you want me to? I can get someone in who can back me up. Okay.
You actually you didn't spoil who it was, but you were like, just so you know, the Pav gets unmasked tonight, and I figured it out. I was like, thank you.
It's like, it's not a lot to keep watching.
So you're sabotaging your relationships now.
I had to tell you though because I knew that if I'd said it afterwards, then you'd be like, "Oh, sure."
But I feel like you've almost gone too
Oh
hard now.
God, I have.
And now we're doubting you.
No, I love it. I love it.
Tina, can you go and get Callum, please? Tina, get Callum in the room.
Yeah, I think we need the witness.
Are you holding a copy of the day's
Okay, these are all my notes. These are all the clues that I wrote down. I went back and watched all the episodes. I wrote down
Jesus.
all the clues, and
For you listening at home, as opposed to watching on Spycam, Jane is scrolling through an enormous list that looks like
Wow.
there were a lot of
A Russian
red herrings.
novel.
Here we go. Can you just jump on a microphone, Callum?
Yeah,
and
take
tell?
mine.
Cal looks
Take
really
mine.
frightened.
Did I or did I not guess who Pav was before she was unmasked?
Yep, I can confirm this to be true.
There you go. Is that convincing?
I'll let the cornies be the judge
Oh,
of that
come
performance.
on! Thanks, Callum. Hard-hitting proof if you heard it.
he definitely didn't sound
didn't have
like
his hand
he was
on a
under
Bible
extreme
or-
duress.
Look, come on. Why would I make this up?
I don't think you would, but I'm really enjoying that.
Okay, so Pav was Stephanie Tuavihi from Shortland Street, played Donna Hecker way back in the day. She was also sang for Straw People. I got her on the calling and the rescue and the 90s clue.
The 111.
The 111. I know someone's listening going, oh, but you didn't get that 90s clue until the episode was playing and you just said you guessed it an hour before you watched. What actually happened is I had a screener and I watched just the performance and the clues and then I mulled on those for a while and then I was like, oh, I wonder if she actually gets unmasked in this episode. And then about an hour later I watched the end of the episode and saw that. So that's how that works.
I'm not saying you doth protest too much, but you are doth protesting quite hard.
I just don't see why I'd lie about it, you know?
For the clout.
Well, what was the checkered past?
I don't know.
Was that
what
just
was.
general?
What's it? Hang on.
Wasn't
She
that incest?
Yeah, I mean, she did date
Plotline?
she wasn't Rangi her brother?
Yeah.
That is quite
That's
checkered.
crazy.
So that's pretty checkered.
A great piece of casting. Perfect. The exact kind of niche, kind of celeb I want to see more of if they do a season 2.
But also,
It should be this hard.
But also, I have to say,
You should look like this every time. This frazzled, your hair is like Einsteining out as we speak.
I would go to
Eyelashes
bed
falling
for the
out.
last week. I've been going to bed with my list of clues and looking over them and searching the internet and honestly being a complete freak. So I've just got my life back.
In fact, I was going to say you need to be a judge next season, but I think you'd be too good.
Too
It would
good.
just be like open and shut case.
yeah.
Just rip it.
It did take me quite a long time, and I have to say, for all the people who are left who have not been guessed yet, I feel like particularly for Jason Kerrison, it's almost embarrassing how much trouble they're having guessing him because his clues have been quite obvious.
We haven't had op shop yet, have we?
It said he likes to go shopping.
Oh.
I mean, that's
I love the opportunity.
I love the opportunity to go shopping.
Is there a chance they figured it out 4 weeks ago and they've been misdirected to say LAB,
I mean,
LAB, LAB?
Maybe. Oh, God. Honestly. Actually, quite a good episode. Let's start with Medusa, who sang Don't Stop Me Now. Mentioned being on the cover of Rugby World magazine, brought home the silverware, Freedom to Be Self, which True Bliss did a cover of Freedom at Joe's behest, I believe. Guesses were Kaylee, Queen Elizabeth II, Aradna, and Lisa Tomlins from LAB.
LAB.
She's gone back. She's like, I'm sticking with it. I'm convinced that's who it is.
It's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
Oh, good. It's the best storyline. No disrespect.
And that's only, can I just say, spoiler alert, that's only part 1 for this episode.
Oh, not Joel Shadbolt again.
Tuatara sang Wake Me Up. New clues were party animal. Parties are so loud, he gets in trouble. Only one silver, never gold. He's a shopaholic. And how good is he going to be? That's TBC. So if you need some help here, only one silver, never gold. They won a silver scroll. And how good is he going to be? That's TBC.
They won a silver scroll?
Babysitters Circus.
That's
TBC.
amazing.
Yeah, it is. I didn't believe it until I Googled it. Guesses were Mitch James. Who's that?
Singer.
Okay. Rodney Fisher from Good Shirt, and then Nick Willis, who was like a runner or something.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then he gave up that bonus clue. All I ask is for the judges to give me another chance to be on stage. And they get too deep in their thinking. They're like, oh, maybe it's someone who's like had the opportunity to be on stage ripped away. But actually, all I ask is the name of an Op Shop song. Sheep.
Sheep's performance of Let's Get It
Oh,
On
so good.
is one of the most confusing things I've ever watched. It was
Explain.
very erotic.
She found it sexy sheep.
Very sexy sheep. The sheep has charisma to the point where I don't want to know who it is. Like, I want the sheep to just exist and be himself, you know?
I feel
Has that ever happened?
Where they've just stayed.
Stayed in
They've
character.
it's melded to the
Abandoned
face.
their old life.
I would love that. They should tour as characters.
I think this artist could,
Such a bad idea.
instead of 10, 10, 10, could do 11, 11, 11 and just have a bonus sheep genre, sheep album in 11 years.
What's sheep genre?
I don't make the rules.
You do propose the proposals. though.
Yeah, I need some workshopping. This is top line, okay? Sheep sang Let's Get It On. Alex Casey was flustered.
I was flustered.
Crushed it. Like,
Incredible.
unbelievable. And it's like Marvin Gaye, maybe the best singer there's ever been. It's not an easy one.
New clues included shifted goalposts with my performance, animal magnetism at the root of my success, a voice so sweet it's like rocking a cradle, taking home the prize I don't need to make any sheep shots. I don't understand how any of those clues line up with Troy Kingi. But I know it's Troy Kingi. So guesses were Matthew Walters from 660, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Joel Shadbolt from LAB, and Richie Mounga. And then Reese decided, no, not Dwayne Johnson, in fact, Jason Momoa.
I'm getting over Reese's
I thought you might
silly
be.
overseas guesses now.
I do.
never over it.
I want him to find a new genre of silly guess.
I like his silly guesses of no guess and like,
Going,
loved your work,
yeah.
can't wait to see who you are.
Can't wait to meet you. It's really, really funny. And when he went through, that was something that I liked in the Monday night episode when they had kind of recaps, is the period of time where he was like, one of the clues was award winner. He's like, well, I've won awards, but it can't be me because I'm sitting here. Like, genuinely believing there's a chance it could be himself.
Pav sang Never Tear Us Apart. There's no Iron Team in it to win it. Cast Your Mind Back. First came to love me in the 90s. Got a checker pass. No way to figure out where I'm from or who I am. Guesses were Alison Holst, Sue Fleischel, Fiona McDonald, and Angela Bloomfield.
Fiona McDonald also in Straw People as well as Headless Chickens, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's weirdly
Getting
close.
there. Yeah, I do feel the cooking and all the baking clues were almost mean, a mean thing to do to the nation. To me, personally. I really couldn't make them work with every single, like, Shortland Street actor or outrageous fortune person that I...
What about Humble Pie?
I know, that's why I was like, Goodbye Pork Pie, the remake, it's Siobhan Marshall. I was, honestly...
Is a Pavlova... Like, it's not really humble, is it? It's quite. If it were to be
It's the
recast
opposite
as a
of
pie,
arrogant.
It's opposite of
Arrogant
humble.
pie.
really
It's
incredibly arrogant.
It's a peacock
Get
of
over
puddings.
yourself.
Oh, Pav, it was a great run.
It was such a great
incredible.
run, and now I have no reason to watch the rest of the series.
Is it just one more though now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand final.
Anything to add, Duncan? What's your face doing?
I'll be watching.
Kyle, can I say I did, because I think I was the only one who watched the kind of the Masked Singer Unmasked on Monday, the kind of special looking back. Interestingly, so they did work really hard. They blocked off certain parts of the buildings. People were not allowed in certain areas.
Oh.
And the celebs, when picked up and transported, had to wear big black hoodies, black pants, and a black, like, scarf over their head, so they were completely blacked out, so they could see, but people couldn't see them.
Oh my God.
And Lady Six was talking about seeing these people shuffle, like, and she's like, I couldn't make out, you can't tell anything.
I couldn't tell which member of LAB it was. Could have been any of them.
So did you see, did they see each other wandering around backstage in their black outfits?
I think, yeah. Well, at least that's what it led us to believe.
And did they get picked up from home like that, or did they have to, like, have a rendezvous
It
spot?
seemed like
so
they were
that-
getting picked up from home like that.
Seems like it's like a white van, and they just grab them off the street, bundle them in, like a
Why are there not
Yeah.
police
line of duty
reports?
style.
Well, Mike McRoberts did say that, so I don't know if I'm getting kidnapped or if I'm going to the studio.
Because there's surely people, if you're like Mike McRoberts' next door neighbour, you know that you live next door to Mike McRoberts, and then you see someone from his abode being put
Bundled.
into a van.
But could just be Mike Roberts getting into an Uber, as he would.
And then he suits up
masks
in there.
And the Uber driver's like, help me, I'm in trouble. This is hell.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of questions that need answering. But carry on, what else did you learn?
That was mostly it.
Okay, well, should we go on to The Apprentice?
Yes.
First of all, let's have a stretch and we'll be back in a moment.
Kia ora, my name's Duncan Greive, and I'm managing editor at The Spinoff. This podcast, like so much of the work we do at The Spinoff, is made possible by the support of our members. To find out more about The Spinoff members and how you can help us keep producing quality, independent journalism, visit members.thespinoff.co.nz today.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we are up at 6:30 in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, we've got 60 minutes to get to Killer Hair Salon. Does that make sense? We're on The Apprentice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, it's week 5. There are 10 apprentice remaining. And they have to make a 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner bar for the planet.
Is it okay that this is ethique is their main thing? I mean, I guess I'm sure there are others, but like it's
There
just
are
so
others.
famously their thing that it felt a bit like mean to be like the challenge is just create a hard knockoff of this Kiwi battler company.
No,
for
heaps of people are doing them, Duncan.
As
Not
Rodney
just a
Wayne
few.
explained, he first invented one 30 years
Yeah.
I
ago.
loved that so much.
Cool flex.
Cool flex getting Rodney Wayne in. I have
Really
to say.
cool to see Rodney Wayne.
Yeah.
Did Was anyone surprised that there was a Rodney Wayne?
Hugely.
No, I knew
'Cause
there
I-
was a Rodney Wayne.
Really?
Yeah.
It just seems like a made-up name. Like 2 first names seems...
Tell you who else there is. There's a Vidal Sassoon.
What?
Yeah. That's a person.
A Kiwi.
No. Absolutely not.
I don't think they'd let you in.
Anyway,
You're too fancy. Go back to continental Europe.
can we talk about the 2-in-1? Because Pantene famously did the 2-in-1 back in the day.
Did they invent it?
Well, I feel like they were the first to go big on it as an option. I don't feel like it's a really big thing anymore.
It's a men love a 2-in-1.
Men bloody love a 2-in-1.
Men would love a 3-in-1.
What would the third one be?
The body wash,
Body
of course.
wash.
Oh,
Yeah.
there are 3-in-1.
Do you wash
Yeah.
your hair with a bar of soap?
I mean, this is terrible.
You don't wash your hair, do you?
I don't really.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
Tina's holding her head.
I know, but it's just I am who I am at this point in my career.
Okay. I have tried a hair bar before. Have you?
I am recently real into them, and I actually have a lot to say.
Oh
Okay, let's
Well,
go.
I want to hear what your thing is first.
I just couldn't get into it. I'd
Why?
really tried. I
Atique?
really wanted to. Yes.
You actually gave me some of your Aotearoa. Remember when I cleared out all that stuff from your house?
I think I gave it to you because it wasn't working for me. I have heaps of hair, and I just feel like it couldn't get it into all the bits that it needed to get into.
I have a lot of hair as well.
You do. That's
You've got
why
to
I'm
work
surprised.
a lather.
Well, I tried.
And what I
Where
found,
do you start the lather in your hands?
I start in the hands, and then I do a full all over with the bar. The thing is, I get through it really fast. But what I've realized to do is also if you slice bits off rather than keep the bar itself in the shower because it gets moisture, it gets waterlogged.
Yeah.
Cut a little bit off and then use that whole bit, and then you get the ASMR experience of cutting the soap as well.
It
which
sounds
is
like a lot of
always
admin. I have to say, I know that I'm not
Planet
being,
Jane.
I know
the
it's
Pacific
the planet.
garbage patch.
I understand.
Growing.
I just want to say to offset the fact that I'm not using a bar, I now buy bulk shampoo and conditioner.
How
So
bulk
that's
are we
just
talking?
A litre, I think.
Oh, no.
Like they're that big.
I feel like you can go
but more,
bulker.
more importantly, I only wash my hair once a week, and I used to do it every 2 days. So I'm going through a lot less product than I used to. Okay, does that help?
I think
I
so.
really tried.
Maybe try again.
I think this idea
the
of
technology is
slicing
getting
it,
better.
It's the conditioner that worries me.
Yeah, I actually think the shampoo is more troublesome than because I like the lather, I like the bubbling experience, which
Right.
is harder to get with the bar. But I found it a very empowering experience. It's also kind of disgusting that I keep them in the little my food bag hummus containers.
What?
There's not hummus in them, but like the
What,
old
in the fridge?
No. Just like the used little food bag.
She's reusing.
I'm reusing. But I'm also undoing all my good work with the shampoo by buying, crappy packaging my food bag each week. So it's very hard.
We do what we can as we can. Hot tip, shampoo twice, the second lather will be a lot more lathery. Always. And that goes
That's
for
the whole
that
bar
goes,
gone.
that goes for a bar, that goes for a liquid, a bar of soap 3 times a year,
My dad actually used to do the bar of soap. The men in my family, that's how you wash your hair. And I wonder if that's part of my distaste for it, is that it just feels like I'm betraying some kind of sacred grieve. If you want to get real fancy on it and wash your hair, bar of soap.
You didn't come here for hair chat. You came here for apprentice chat. So, Team Mana. Gabriel wants to be the project manager on this one. Bad idea.
Really bad.
And then he puts... Who did he put in charge of the other one? Was it Kyria? Because she loves
heart, the
everything.
rose.
She loves Josie for a start. She wants to be Josie.
Josie is really... I mean, I think Cassia's critique of Josie was quite apt.
I don't understand. I have to put this out there. I don't understand Cassie's critique of Josie.
Because she's very lean in, does it all. She's recovering from surgery and a gym bunny and got 3 kids and working full time. And it's just like, you can't...
Recovering.
I
from
thought
surgery.
she'd just
she's
come out of surgery. As in she's just popped out, like she's been a nurse in theatre.
They need to
We're
get
doing
the brand.
clarification.
The brand
So-
story needs to.
But regardless, I mean, I work almost full time. I've got 3 children, clearly extremely fit. I care about people. Could I not use a shampoo bar?
No
Jane.
time. How'd you go when you did?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Kennedy is put in the design team, which she's not happy about Because his parents owned a salon, for crying out loud. So he should be in the brand team?
Yeah, I don't know the difference
either
between all these
way.
different words. I'm like, isn't it all just the same
I don't
thing?
know. If your parents owned a salon, you're fine in either team, right?
Also, I think when you've just got these basically randos mixing shit up in the lab, and then your eco store, I just feel like it's irresponsible to be buying hundreds of units of this stuff and just foisting it on your public.
No one's doing that. No one's buying the
What?
units. I'm sorry to break it to you, Duncan.
Well, they did with the ice cream challenge.
Yeah, but that
That's
was
true.
that was because they were selling direct to public. They didn't. There wasn't a retailer in the mix.
Still, they were in the lab.
Okay.
I'm
Also, we
frightened.
could get our hands on one of these shampoo bars, I think.
Really?
Well,
If
it's
you're listening.
happened before.
I
I
would
would-
love to give it a hoon.
Which
I
one
would
would you
use
want?
I want the rose quartz. I want the megahertz.
Most megahertz ever.
Career, as we said, really leaned into Josie. She sort of became Josie. She went to the community gardens and smelt all the things, and she dressed up in rose and said her shoes were rose coloured when they very much weren't.
No. I liked also, was it Gabe who was like, they got really moved by their own fake person. And he's like, I have so much respect for her. Like, she doesn't exist. You made her up to sell shit.
I mean, Career turned into Josie. Like by the end, when she pitched, she was like, "I'm Josie."
She should have, when she was on the block, put Josie forward for elimination.
Yes, yes. It's not me. It's my alter ego, Josie, and I need to stick around. You're right. That would have been genius.
The hack.
She reckons she's a strategic mastermind, but she didn't think of that.
Just be like proudly explaining her strategy. You think I'm good, so you won't. That was real amazing. We're getting ahead of ourselves. When we're at the are we at the flower garden?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I liked Kennedy's critique of flowers, how they just aren't his jam. Bugs, dirt.
Yeah.
I'm with him.
Fair. But also I think he felt safe to say that because Kyria was floating around, being at one with nature and lifting her vibrations all over the place. What does it mean to lift your vibrations, by the way?
I don't know.
Rose. Because
Is it
isn't
heart?
the
Is it a
megahertz.
heart?
something with the crystals or something? I mean, I think, isn't rose the smell of old ladies, generally speaking?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I've got some Eco Store Rose soap at the moment, actually.
And is it, do you smell like
How am I vibing to you right now?
quite old? Quite old.
There you go.
They call their product Heiko. Can't remember why.
Heiko, because it's hair and eco.
Oh,
Hey, eco.
Heiko.
Really bad name.
I
kind of like it for a random name.
Yeah.
It tells me nothing. It also feels like it's...
All right, Cassie.
It tells me nothing. Well, can I pitch you what I would have called mine?
Yes.
The Clean Hair Company. Clean hair, clean world.
Ah.
You know? And that would be unisex.
I
That would be
see.
unisex, and it would look very classic and premium.
Oh, Tina is all
Tina's
about it.
loving it. Tina
Tina's
can
hyping it
design.
all
How many units? How many units, Tina?
5,000!
Whoa! Alex just won the challenge.
Well done, Alex.
You're hired.
What's your smell?
Bergamot.
Really?
I don't know. Is that
What
something?
is that a smell?
Is that
Yeah.
tea? Is that a tea smell?
No, that's a smell that's in lots of like unisexy type
I'd go
things.
for something
That's
fresh
quite
and
good.
Gin,
citrusy
maybe?
I
bergamot.
feel like Aesop and stuff use bergamot.
Citrus in the morning is good.
What do we think of every day?
Mostly depressing for me. Oh, the brand?
Good stuff.
I think it's too much like trying to make a play for Monday, that Monday hair care that's out there.
Yeah.
I feel like they're strongly inspired by that. Every day.
I don't like
You don't like it?
Because you're not supposed to wash your hair every day.
No, you're not supposed to wash your hair every day. But I thought the bit where they were like, it means people are using more product and that's not good for the environment. I was like, yeah, but it's fucking great for sales, isn't
That's
it?
right.
You
That's
business people, apparently.
5,000 units.
Yeah, 5,000 units. Come on.
I felt sad for Ness when she was sort of just started crying
Yeah.
during the brainstorm, which she had just written Heiko
She did.
70,000 times on a whiteboard. It was like, any other ideas? Any other ideas?
And then she was like, can you throw out some words? Can you throw out
Give
some...
me anything, Gabe.
And then he was like, clean.
No, Gabe had a
Fresh.
question for her. what does shampoo and conditioner actually do? So to be fair, he was starting from a long way back on this one.
Great question, though, because I feel like Gabe's maybe of the Greive family tradition of maybe not washing his hair very often. If you do it, you know what it does, right? It cleans and then it conditions.
Yeah, that's a very, not just don't do it often, but never done it, never seen it.
Never heard of it. I want to be project manager on this one.
Yeah.
Then he gets sick, right? I think I know why he gets sick. I think he realised he's out of his depth and he's like, I think he faked it.
I thought it was maybe COVID panic because they were like, we don't know when he's going to come back. You know, maybe he will have to isolate for 2 weeks kind of thing. That's what was my read on it. Because they made it sound very serious, but then he's like, I'm back the next day, got a negative test.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's also back the next day because he was faking it.
It's cool to see the old sickie just still going strong.
Yeah.
You don't
love
often
it.
see it on TV.
I like that narrative and
In
I'm
a production
sticking,
context.
I'm sticking by it. Let's talk about the radio ads they recorded because
Oh my God.
what radio studio was that, by the way?
They look like a cupboard.
It was terrible. And they like just got a microphone.
A
Like
karaoke
it didn't
mic.
appear to be attached to anything. And
Awesome.
So I mean I presume they actually recorded these things somewhere and for some reason didn't show
Didn't show that,
them
yeah.
there. And then so they kind of faked it by just putting up some black on the walls with some duct tape. It was just shocking.
The whole thing of like, you know, how are you going to market this? Radio and print ads was awesomely Apprentice sort of 2004 kind of marketing.
Yeah.
Roma, the sustainability manager at Eco Store with the luscious long black hair, is one of Joe's friends.
What?
I know that guy.
Wow.
One of the greatest guys.
I mean,
Really?
A lovely,
One
lovely
of the
man.
greatest guys. Well, can you ask him why then, if he's so great, the Eco Store dishwashing powder, large, if they care about the environment so much, doesn't have like a smaller pourer? Because every time I tip it in, it's like it's everywhere.
they're still businessmen. Okay.
Well, it just doesn't feel very
So you want them
eco.
to add another little bit of plastic
I do.
to go straight down the throat of a turtle
Yeah.
so you don't overspill your dishwashing liquid.
It's impossible. No one could do it. Right? You know?
Can I suggest you decant into some sort of a container and then like spoon it out?
Like a hummus container.
Anyway, so we're at Eco Store and Kiria is there as Josie. And they kind of just don't do a great job.
Why
of
does
pitching in
Kyria
general.
always put herself forward for a pitch?
I mean,
very bad at pitching.
she's exceptionally bad at pitches.
Really frightening. Reading off the notes, the weird Josie thing. And then they had, were they the team that didn't have a price?
They didn't have a price. They
That's
went to Rodney
amazing.
Way, and they're like, "What's your price?" And they're like, "Well, $19.95 recommended retail." And they're like, okay, and what's the cost price? Don't know. Haven't really thought of that. And then she was like, "We cannot order if we don't know the cost price."
It's amazing that Eco Store did this pattern of, because I mean they ordered, what was it, 300 and some odd units. I feel like you could make a lot of money. And I know I've said this before, but I'd love to go back and just issue that invoice. And not just because Eco Store support Newsroom, our competition up the road.
Do they really?
I get big time. They're shareholders.
Why?
Shareholders.
Can I suggest you buy someone else's dishwashing powder?
Oh, but it's just, I've got to care about the planet, you know?
You're a good guy. Okay, Team Tahi. Erna has it on her heart to be the team leader in this because Mike told her she had to last week. Okay, so
Yeah, but
she
they told
has a hair care
Stephen.
brand. She has a hair care brand, and
Yeah,
she
that's
sells to
true.
retailers and direct to consumers. What's her hair care brand, by the way?
Sure.
I might look it up. Stephen wants to pitch because he says he's very good at public speaking.
He also says he's got a science degree in PE.
Yeah, he's got a science degree, got a science degree in physical education.
Like, typically, physical education is like an exceptionally important thing, and it's a very real degree. It's not a hard science.
It's not and I need to be in the lab mixing up the flowers science, is it? What do you got there?
I'm just trying to find Erna's brand.
Stephen's the depiction of the modern man, and he is pushing against Erna's brief to make it about women. Where do you stand on this? The targeting of women v. both of the sexes.
I think I'm fine with both of them.
I just think it makes good sense to know your target audience and zone in on that. And a woman's a great place to start, perhaps as you extend your range, you can start doing a men's line.
So you don't believe in unisex products?
I do, but I think that if I personally, if I were making a 2-in-1 shampoo bar, I'd hit the who's already buying that stuff first.
To put it another way, if you saw a new product and it had a bit of a buzz about it, but it was unisex, would you be like, men are sort of idiots
Yes.
in my experience.
Yes.
And I won't buy that.
Yes, if they're making this for the lowest common denominator, then I don't want it. I want the one with the flowers, please. And the pink, I want the pink one.
So that's,
The only unisex product that the only product that doesn't seem inherently gendered is Head and Shoulders. That's the only product that I've ever bought. The apple flavour. To me is like completely sexless.
I have also bought Head and Shoulders in the past. Oh, I'm looking at you as if you've bought any sort of shampoo ever. What am I doing?
Because it's
I've
more
seen
functional. But I feel like I would never go for anything else. I'd always buy a pink one.
They do some pitch practicing. This is we're with Team Tahi. They do some pitch practicing. Stephen talks a lot about the deaths of animals and how we don't want to kill the animals. And they're like, oh, maybe we'll rein that bit in. But he doesn't, because he actually goes and uses that in the pitch with EcoStore. And even they were like, oh, that's a bit... we know all that. But he did actually do a really good intro to Rodney Wayne, didn't he?
Was that the sniff my hair?
Yeah, and he got him to sniff his hair. That was really good. And then he had that moment when
Really
he was
good.
pitching to EcoStore where they had a long hair off between Stephen and your friend's friend.
Roma. I think
you
Roma
can't
won.
beat
Roma
on
won.
long hair.
Oh my God. We thought Stephen's hair looked great last week at the bloody market. But then once he pulled it out this week,
Pointless.
it was
Next
limp.
to Roma.
It was limp. It looked greasy.
dry.
It was
Gotta
kind of
say-
like clumped.
Roma really enjoyed getting it out.
He did. He really did. But with good reason, right?
It was just so much, the vol, out of control.
And then they got challenged on their use of almond oil and that people might have allergies. But
Yeah.
is almonds an allergy? It's not like peanuts, is it?
I would say, I
nuts
think
are all...
so. I wouldn't put it near Mad Chapman if that's
Yeah.
what you're
Oh,
asking.
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't-
I won't.
Stay away.
All right.
I do think Stephen has a certain charm in the room.
I think Stephen has a lot of charm.
We were talking about he's kind of like, because he's so strange and he's quite like handsome and interesting looking. He's kind of like disarming, and then he's just very like, smell my hair. Whereas Kerry is kind of like, Josie, is it? When it's like he's very natural, I think.
Yeah.
And interesting.
Well, he's just extremely confident in his own weird buzz. And
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Anyway, we go to the board meeting and Team Tahi on the chopping block. Sorry, not Team Tahi. Team Tahi are bloody Tempen bowling, if you don't
How
mind.
good does the
love
Archie
that.
Brothers
It
look?
looks
I want to
so
go
good.
there.
I wanna go-
It's
we did
crazy.
real one go
now.
It is a
Right now.
travesty that we have not been
I
to
can't
that
believe-
circus bar.
But no one knew about it.
I googled it immediately after watching,
I want us
thinking,
to
where is
Google
this
trends.
place?
for
Oh, well,
Archie
it was when
Brothers.
like Holy Moly and all those novelty bars started opening. It
Oh,
was.
thanks for telling me.
Also, I saw everyone knew about the circus bar. You know, Tina.
Tina knows.
Have you been there?
Yeah, but
Went to the opening, baby.
Okay.
see, she doesn't
It's
know.
been open for years.
She went to the opening.
When's it open
She said,
then?
well, she went to the opening.
Went to the opening.
Yes!
I think he said when's it opening. Man, this is good radio. Is this radio? I got to go. I've just got to go.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Get out.
Oh my god.
Get out.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Limping out.
You actually still have 2 minutes on the clock, so you're leaving early. And I'm noting that when it comes to the board meeting, I'll be
Oh my
noting you left 2
god.
minutes
He's got to
early.
go to the toilet.
Oh,
Get out.
get out. Team Tahi made 729 sales. Team Mana got 250 from EcoStore. Rodney Wayne didn't order any because they didn't know how much they were. As we mentioned, Team Tahi went bowling. Team Mana got to have a fight amongst themselves, in which
What happened?
Michael?
Why did Michael get dragged into this? I thought that was unfair. Michael was just kind of fine.
I kind of love that he got dragged into this.
Do you?
And I'll tell you why. Because I think he was hedging his bets. I think when he told her that she was that he preferred her as product manager, when he told Korea that, he was doing so knowing she was the person deciding who was going to go into the room. I don't necessarily think he thought that. He was like, I try my best in this like I have every other challenge. I don't even know what he did. I don't think he did anything in this
He
challenge.
did say something about being naked under a waterfall.
I mean, that's nice. I don't necessarily think he should have been in the room, but I just think when he kind of went, I was just being honest and saying that you were the best and you're punishing me for it. And she was like, I was being strategic. I'm kind of into that. I was like, that's quite good business now.
Business now.
Yeah, but it backfired on her, as she said. Mike Pero says that the pitch team were at fault. and therefore Kyria leading the pitch team is fired. It's fucking
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You stab, point fired, you're gone. And Mike wants Gabe to be project manager next time.
Step up. I did like Gabe. Gabe is sort of odd, isn't he? I remember when Cassie kind of challenged him and he started talking in these weird...
Oh, that's when he started going like, it's normally they're about the journey, not the destination, but this one was about the
Right.
destination,
And then
not
she's
the
like,
journey.
you say a lot of words, but I don't get a lot of depth out of them or something.
But also the destination was that they didn't sell very many.
Yeah.
So either way you cut your piece of
cut your
2-in-1 soap,
lunch.
it's bad news for Team Mana. The interesting thing is that Mike Pero turned up at the house when they were all celebrating. At
What's
the
he
end.
doing
I don't
here,
know. He doesn't look
Jane?
happy though, does he?
He didn't look
He doesn't
happy
look
coming
like
through
he's
those doors.
going, we're off to the Cook Islands.
No.
And that's our show for this week.
That's how we're going to end it? I think so.
I think so. I think it's best we just put this thing to sleep
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next week and we've got that pop-up pod with Colin.
Much to look forward to.
So much
Tune
to
in
look
for
forward
Gossip
to.
Week as well on the spin-off. It's going to be very exciting. And get in touch, Alex, at the spin-off if you've got any gossip.
Thanks very much for listening. We'll catch you next week. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Duncan.
Thanks, Dunk. Bye.
You're fired.
Kia ora, I'm Duncan Greive, founder of The Spinoff. You can help us keep all of The Spinoff's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spinoff member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spinoff Podcast Network.